Macmillan Audio presents The Good Dream by Donna VanLiere. Read for you by the author.
Ivorie. I didn't set out to be an old maid. When I was in my early 20s, there was, according to my mother, still hope for me. But when I got into my late 20s, the hope all but left Mother's eyes. "Lord, have mercy, Ivorie," she would say. "What is going to happen to you when your pop and I leave this earth?" I was, in her opinion, doomed to a bed-of-nails existence without a man. Mother had always been fire and sizzle, but there was something used up about her the last 2 years of her life. Her arthritis grew worse, gnarling her small, freckled hand into the shape of a claw, and taking care of Pop wore what was left of her away. One afternoon she came to me in the garden where she rested that crippled hand atop her cane and looked at me with those sad, cornflower blue eyes. "What about Lyle Hovitz?" I nearly toppled the basket of beans I was picking. "That melon-headed man with the fat stomach and stumpy legs?" I threw my head back and laughed. "Mother, what have I done to you?" She waved a bony hand in the air and rolled her eyes. "I'm just saying, Ivorie, you're a purty girl." I wiped the sweat off my face and squatted back down to my work. "Well, I don't know why every purty girl in Greene County isn't lined up outside Lyle Hovitz's door. What girl wouldn't want that old saggy butt crawling into her bed every night?" "Oh, Lord have mercy, Ivorie. It's too close to Sunday for such talk." I laughed and tossed another handful of beans into the basket. "You started it, Mother. Lyle Hovitz. I'm surprised you didn't say Garth Landis." "There's nothing wrong with Garth Landis. He's a tall, lanky goon. He's got that sloped nose and those gangly arms with the hairy hands at the end of 'em. Plus he must be 50. He's a fine-looking man." My gallbladder shook, I laughed so hard. "Well, his beauty must be the kind that's magnified by liquor." "Well, he's tolerable. Not all men are tolerable, but you could tolerate Garth." I grabbed my head. "Is that what marriage is, Mother? Tolerating somebody?" She looked at me like I was a kook. "Well, it has a lot to do with it. If you don't get sick looking at somebody, you're halfway there and tolerating them." I couldn't even respond to that. She started to hunch down, and I waved my hand in the air at her. "Don't get down here. I'll have a world of a time getting you back up. I'll finish these. You just commence to worrying about which sad, lonely buck I need to hook my horns into." And when she leaned her bent, tiny frame over her cane and looked out over the garden, I knew she was doing just that. Mother was my closest friend. We spent our time working in the garden, canning, cooking, and baking together, and we'd talk about Pop until we were both giggling like girls. We loved sitting down at the table and eating a slice of pound cake with a cup of coffee while we listened to Maxine Harrison read the news on the radio station out of Greenville. We'd shake our heads over the obituaries and talk about the poor old widow who was left behind, or make a high-pitched noise in our throats on hearing about the birth of a new baby. Mother didn't wear a watch. She didn't need one. She just knew when it was coffee and cake time. It didn't matter where we were or what we were doing. If we were stooped over in the garden, Mother would say, "Coffee and cake time." And we'd stop our work and sit down to listen to Maxine. I always knew when Mother was thinking she needed a rest with a glass of sweet tea, and she could sense when I needed to pick up a book and hide out on the back porch. I've always been too impatient with myself and others. My expectations of 'em too high. But Mother just loved people. Plain and true, warts and all. Her hope was always cell-deep and child-simple. My 6 brothers are all married with children. By the time...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?